Hey everyone, and on today's episode we'll be looking at the 1000 Toys Dante from Devil May Cry 5. Seems like Devil May Cry is all the rage right now, with the anime coming out in April and leaks and rumors of a Devil May Cry remake coming out, so I figured now is a great time to take a look at one of my favorite toys in my collection, the Devil May Cry 5 1000 Toys Dante figure. And here he is, out of package. He released sometime back in 2019, I believe. 1000 Toys did him and Nero. They never did get around to doing Virgil, which is kind of upsetting. But of the two figures we got, I regret not picking up Nero, but of the two figures we got, they both look great. 1000 Toys is one of those companies that everything they do is quality. And it shows on this figure. Here I have him without his jacket on. I'll put it on here in a little bit. He does have a fabric wired coat, which fits him very well. The tailoring on it is actually honestly better than most Mezcos I own. But here he is. This is based on his outfit from Devil May Cry 5, which honestly, of the 5 games plus the reboot, this is probably the best outfit he owns. This is the standard release. I did not swing for the deluxe release back when he came out. The standard release retailed for I think $150, with the deluxe coming in at around $175 or $200. Those are all off the top of my head. I can't remember the exact prices. However, for what you get with the standard release, I think it comes with a lot of cool stuff. So real quick, he comes with, of course, Rebellion. Go ahead and Dante's signature weapon, and there is one of his gripping hands on it. He comes with Devil Sword Dante. Both of these well done, and you can see on this there is a port. He does have a port in the back of his back that we'll take a look at here in a second. Spoilers for Devil May Cry 5, a game that is 7 or 8 years old now. He comes with alternate hair. In the games, he goes from having mid-length hair to kind of wilder hair. Pretty cool. The peg, the slot in this does not really want to peg in with his face, so I prefer the other sculpt anyway. But here's that. Here is an additional piece for the Devil Sword Dante. So the Devil Sword Dante as it is, this is meant to go on his back. You pop this bad boy on, and it's meant to be in his hands. You get an assortment of hands. I am dropping them all over the place. All of them well done. Some fists, some grippy hands, and some, we always call them like stylo hands. You get some gun-wielding hands, and not only do you get gun-wielding hands, but you also get ebony and ivory. Great sculpted detail in here. They do have holes at the end of the barrel, and you would think like you'd plug something into that. I have tried some of the Marvel Legends effects. They do not fit. Maybe I'll end up with something a little bit smaller. But no gunfire effects with the figure. Of course, you also get Coyote A, his shotgun. You get an overall 3 faceplates. You get upside down Angry Dante. You get an Angry Dante faceplate. You get a Stoic Dante faceplate. That much better. And of course you get Smiling Dante, which we'll take a look at here in a second. And last but not least, we do have his coat. And one thing about his coat, I've had this forever, so the wire is kind of poking out. However, the pleather material has not really had any problems, which is really cool. I know this was a problem with this figure early on, that it had problems with the pleather material coming apart. I have had no problems. The emblem on the back here does come out, and I will show you. Ooh, you can see the stitch kind of coming apart a little bit, but I'll show you why that comes out here in just a sec. Let's go ahead and get Dante up here close and personal. Go ahead and bend his knees now. So let's look at that smiling face. One problem I have with this figure, and there's not a lot of problems that I have with him, but this is kind of one. The hair looks good. The hair does come off. To swap out with the other set, you just have that there. You just kind of pry it off. I will not be doing that in review because my copy does not really want to swap heads. Nothing some heat couldn't take care of, but it's more trouble than it's worth. However, I do feel like the sculpt on Dante in particular, the Nero is a little bit better, but the sculpt on Dante does not catch his likeness from the games at all. It is pretty crappy, especially on a figure that costs about $150. But considering the amount of Devil May Cry merchandise we get, I'm honestly begrudgingly okay with it. Sculpt and paint on Dante, however, top notch. Once again, 1000 Toys does great work. He does have, instead of just having like the traditional setup, he does have a rubber overlay on him, which is love and hate situation type deal. If we go around to the back, but once again, very, very pretty figure. If we go to the back, he does have, I don't know why they did it this way. 1000 Toys is kind of weird, but they have this. It comes out and it pokes through the jacket. And because I have Devil Sword Dante without the thing, and all you do, you just kind of poke that in there. I say that, and it must be a curse when it comes to doing this on camera, because I'm bad at it, and I know a lot of other reviewers struggle with doing things on camera. There we go. So we'll put him back like that. Focus. Kind of cock that to the side. Boom! And you have a perfectly good Dante figure without his jacket. But of course, we would prefer him with his jacket. So we're going to run through the articulation without the jacket real quick, and then we're going to run through the articulation with the jacket on. Alright, so Dante, like I said, he does have that rubber torso, but you get real nice movement, real good looking down, looking back. I have no cracks or anything in this. Shoulders are also rubber, and we're going to get a little, we're going to get kind of a T-pose. He is mostly seamless. I love the added sculpt on the elbow there. You can kind of see. Double jointed in all the right places. He does have ball hinge wrists that fit everything pretty snug, which is one of the reasons why I've kept the hands off for this review. You can see how the inner workings there. Alright. Where he does lack is the torso. So you're not going to get a ton. Well, you get really nice back. You don't get a ton forward. He does swivel at the hips or at the waist. He can pretty much do a split. I know that's important for some people. Thigh rotation. Real nice kick up. Double joint. Ugly as sin knee joint there. Nice sculpted boots. Ankle pivot. Yeah, he looks great. Absolutely a figure. Oh, calf swivel as well. Sorry, I almost forgot that. He's one of those figures that I had a guy, I didn't want to sell him, but one of my friends made me an offer. I heavily considered it for a while before I just realized, Devil May Cry is right up the road, Metal Gear Solid for me. They are my two favorite games, game series, and I don't know if this will get reissued at any point. I know 1000 Toys will occasionally reissue figures, or with the anime coming up, if we're going to get another toy line, or Jaded Toys will ever do it, and if we do, I might dip into those. But this Dante figure, outside of the face, is almost perfect for me. It's like a strong 9 out of 10. But let's go ahead and put his jacket on and show the articulation on that. As with most figures that have cloth goods, it's a lot easier to do this without the hands on. Make sure I didn't drop anything there. Alright, so we're going to do this. And it does go on very easy. You just kind of got to fiddle with it a little bit. There we go. And voila. It is. So I did say earlier that I felt like the jacket was very well tailored, and I still agree with that. It is a little puffy, but I don't know. It works for me. I've looked at I've looked at replacement jackets online on eBay and different custom guys, and I'm not saying I will never do it, just because at some point, I think this is going to be a problem. But for now, it's not, and I absolutely adore it. Our wacky woohoo pizza guy, right there. Yeah, but since he has this on, let's go ahead and talk about his articulation. So with the jacket on, of course, the neck is going to have the same amount of movement. We're going to get mostly the same there. Where we're going to run into problems is going to be kind of the ups. You can kind of hear it whenever I did that. Some of the problems, not a ton. It is hindering just a little bit. Of course, from the waist down, you're not really going to have any problems because it is articulated and it doesn't bother anything. So you're going to have like a 10 I would say 10 to 20% decrease in mobility with the arms with the jacket on. Maybe a little bit less. So, but he looks good. So now you might be wondering, Lucas, you wanted to show us the sword on the back with the jacket. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So obviously I've already taken the Rebellion tag off there, or not Rebellion tag, but it's as simple as you put that up. You find the sweet spot. There's that. And on both swords, as I mentioned, both swords have a little piece you pop off there. Now it's got a hole. And boom. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this is free moving as well, which is pretty cool. I don't know why I would need it, but yeah. Come on. Once again, doing things on camera. Boom. Boom. Yeah. So there he is. Carrying Rebellion, which, God, I just love. The more I mess with this figure, the more I absolutely love it. And it's a figure that I go through stages where I don't really mess with him too much. Let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room here. It looks like these are uneven. They really aren't. But I've noticed on some copies, like if you don't line him up perfectly, he does kind of, well, he doesn't fall, but he does kind of lilt to the left. But that is, there we go. Yeah. Much better. Alright, so that is 1000 Toys Dante from Devil May Cry 5 in a nutshell. Once again, a great figure with just a few minor setbacks. Something that takes a 10 out of 10 figure down to, I think, like a 9 out of 10. And, you know, with Devil May Cry coming back to public consciousness, we're seeing, once again, we're seeing the anime drop in April, and we are seeing the leaks and everything for a remake. I really hope that we either get a new toy line for this, or we see him reissued. If they do end up reissuing Dante, I'll probably end up grabbing the DX version, the deluxe, because it does come with Sparta, it does come with the Cerberus weapon. That might be it. It might just come with 2 extra weapons. It comes with a couple extra weapons, but it is, as someone who absolutely adores this figure, I would love to have one, of course, not just for the extra accessories, but also just in case something happens. You know, you guys have met Biscuit. She likes to get into my toys. So, but yeah, so I want to thank everyone for watching this quick review. Little retro review, thought it would be fun to do, especially with Devil May Cry, you know, popping off right now. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Check us out on Sunday. On Sunday, Matthew Rosenberg, professional comic book writer, was nice enough to sit down and have an interview. I interviewed him, he didn't interview me. But Matt Rosenberg was nice enough to let me interview him for the show. His new book, We're Taking Everyone Down With Us, is a blast, and I hope you guys check it out on Sword for Hire Sunday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next round.